Alright folks, it's been a most epic day. We got love Jehovah equals 1, 2, 3 perfectly. Love people equals 1, 2, 3 perfectly. Jehovah is O wrapped in love. People is O wrapped in love. When you love people, you love Jehovah. That's what Jesus said. He that has done it to the least of these, my brethren, has done it unto me. But that's awesome. That love Jehovah equals 1, 2, 3. Love people equals 1, 2, 3. The two greatest commandments to the glory of the Trinity. Love plus O. Love plus love plus O. And you can find the two loves plus the O in both Jehovah and people. That's huge. Huge, huge, huge. Another favorite gem I got from the Lord while I was out getting some sunshine is one of my favorite lines from the movie Ben-Hur. When Joseph, the actor playing Joseph, the father of Jesus in the movie, says, "He's working." There's a Jewish client that's come into the carpentry shop and is wondering why his table isn't finished and where Jesus is to get the job done. And he says, "Why isn't he here? Working." And Joseph just stares at him and says, "He's working." And then the next shot, it cuts away to Jesus out in the open field beneath this epic sky, and he's obviously walking and praying to the Father, and just sheer epic. But that line, "He's working," divides by 3 beautifully, and then He is working divides by 3. God is always working, so He is always working. I love that gem. He's working divides by 3. He is working divides by 3. He is always working. Day and night, God never stops increasing the manifestations of His glory in all of world history. And we're hot on the trail with all the numbers. That's what we're doing. So just a quick journal. The last 24 hours has been crazy. I've been solving countries and geographical locations on Earth. Everything has a name, okay? Everything has a name and every name has a number. By the way, the reason my skin is all shiny is because I'm having regular olive oil baths, okay, which is very healthy. And it's also very blessed to anoint yourself regularly with olive oil. But we've been harvesting, I've been doing a ton of just digging into country names and geographical region names and capital cities and the names of regions, because I'm very passionate about travel. I'm big into geography and places and tourism and natural wonders and national parks, and all of these things have names. And God keeps speaking to me over and over again. Everything has a name. And every name is what it's supposed to be to glorify the Triune God mathematically, and we're scooping it all up. It was just the last 24 hours, I have written so much down, so I'm compiling these things in book form. I've been going through the countries, starting at the country names, and then I go through the some of the biggest points off of Wikipedia for that country, some of the major cities, the main geographical regions, some of the main points of interest, like natural wonders, like the highest mountain. Like for example, we solved very quickly the highest point on Fiji, the country Fiji, Mount whatever it is. I can't even remember it right now. I've been just so many gems. All the most famous mountains in the world divide by 3. Mount Everest, Mount Fuji, just like a huge batch of them. And yeah, solving, it's amazing to me. It's just so cool how everything has a name. And all the names are unique. And they have to be unique because all the works of God in all the world are unique. Isn't that beautiful? That's just a revelation right now. How just like in the natural world, and all the countries are unique, and all the natural wonders of the world are unique. Like there's only one of them. Like the famous rock arches, on the end of certain sea coasts of certain pieces of land that has a specific name, like El Arco or Cathedral Cove. They're like beautiful natural wonders that are one of a kind. And they have a unique name, just like you are one of a kind, and you have a unique name, and you've got numbers in it that's glorifying the Trinity, and you're meant to knit together with all sorts of other people your whole life long. but we're solving like the names of natural wonders. And the threes are just like screaming, and God is leading me every step of this process to find love in all of these names. Love is a pair of 27s, perfect cube of 3 in the first two and last two letters. And so we find 27s and we find 54s in the most astonishing ways in all these names of everything in world history. And we're focusing primarily on the present, though you can dig into etymology, the roots of names, and you'll get more amazing, deeply satisfying gems in most cases. But God is sovereign, the present is the present, and so we focus on, primarily I'm focusing on the English names of everything in the world at present, the present hour, not in centuries past, for example. Just amazing findings, amazing. All the names of famous mountains, the names of famous rock arches. I'm doing a more in-depth job of the names of countries. I've done them all before, but I'm just typing them out. One thing that I continue to find and that God continues to confirm is the knitting together of names to make multiples of 3. For example, the Cook Islands, the whole name does not divide by 3, but it's meant to knit together with sub-regions within the Cook Islands that divide by 3. For example, the most populous island of the Cook Islands is Rarotonga. Lo and behold, Rarotonga is +1, Cook Islands is +2. Bam, perfect, multiple of 3. So when you say Rarotonga, Cook Islands. And God showed me all this, and that my birthplace is the same phenomenon. Langley, the town, does not divide by 3, nor does the province, British Columbia, but Langley knits together with British Columbia to divide by 3, and Canada divides by 3. So when you say my trifold birth location, 1, 2, 3, it divides by 3. Langley, British Columbia, Canada. And then Langley, BC, Canada. The abbreviation also divides by 3, and that's where I currently reside, by divine ordinance to the glory of God. And so that's what we've been doing. That's a big thing that I've been doing in the past 24, 48 hours, is I've been taking country names, okay, and I've been knitting them together with sub-regions within the country to make multiples of 3. For example, some countries, the capital divides by 3, and the name of the country divides by 3. Like Helsinki divides by 3, Finland divides by 3. Pardon me if I'm, off in any way in any of these things. It's just been like an explosion of information. But an example, like Cook Islands is real obvious what God is up to, because the first 3 letters of Cook all divide by 3, starting with 3. And then the word island starts with I, which is 3 times 3. It's always been obvious what God is up to, but now what you do is you put the puzzle pieces together. Now you take the name of the country, Cook Islands, and you piece it together with sub-regions that are beneath the Cook Islands. So Rarotonga is the most obvious thing, because Rarotonga is the most populous main island of the Cook Islands, where most of the people live. Rarotonga starts with R, which divides by 3. So all of these things are starting with letters that divide by 3, and then they knit together like puzzle pieces. So when you say Rarotonga, the Cook Islands, boom, there's your perfect 3s. And you can do that with everything in the universe. You can do that with everything geographically. And I'm really passionate about travel and sites and adventure and tourism and exploration. And so that's why I'm really eating up geopolitical maps. I also love maps. I believe all men love maps at heart. And I'm just eating up maps and locations, and I'm knitting together cities with country names and province names, districts. The word district equals the word province, okay? Hello. And we're just scooping it all up. It's just riotous. It's overwhelming. And I'm just happy to make a bit of a vocal video here so I can share a tiny fraction of what there is. Most of what I've been doing for the past while has been writing. in a massively beautiful document that's just compiling all these. Oh man, I've been solving romantic destinations. I'm a total romantic. I'm a lover of, like, Hawaii. Like, Hawaii divides by 3. Just straight up. It's like the first 2 letters divide by 3, 9. The next 2 letters are 24 divided by 3. And the last 2 letters are both 9. 3 times 3. It's like 3, 3, 3 in 6 letters. Hawaii. It's like, where do you want to go? And then you can start knitting together the names of the islands of Hawaii. And this was a really cool one. This was a perfect example, which I wrote that really hits it home in a great example. Waikiki Beach. Waikiki Beach, one of the most famous beaches in the world. Waikiki. Well, why doesn't Waikiki Beach divide by 3 all by itself? Because it is the bottom part of a complete address in the world, okay? It's specifically Waikiki Beach, Honolulu, Oahu, Hawaii, the United States of America, and then ultimately you can always say the world, which divides by 3. So I strung that together and it makes this gorgeous pearl necklace of 3s. So you go Waikiki Beach, Honolulu, Oahu, Hawaii, the United States of America. So, and then the last 3 all divide. Hawaii divides by 3. The United States of America divides by 3. The world, of course, divides by 3. But Waikiki Beach is meant to knit together with Honolulu, which is meant to knit together with the island Oahu. You see that? So that's what God has been leading me to do, is take a very specific place in the world, like the most local name, and then you knit it together with the province, the larger region of which it is a part. And then you knit that name together with the name of the country. Okay? So, because when we address envelopes to people, when we send mail to people, we typically use 3 components. Well, like if we're sending something internationally, the country, the province, state, or district, and then finally the specific town. Okay? So it's always, everything is in 3s. 1, 2, 3. And so that's what we're doing. It's so exciting. We're starting with country names, and then typically we'll compare it with the capital city and the largest population centers of that country. And we'll knit them together. Landmarks typically, stand on their own, but they will also knit together with locales. It's just amazing. National Park divides by 3. Then, oh man, I just went on a crazy. Cuba was incredible. I just went nuts on Cuba. The country Cuba. Cuba is 27, 3 times 3 times 3. They're famous for baseball, and baseball is a double of that in both base and ball. They wear a C on their hats, which equals 3, and it was just a flood. And then, by the way, there's exactly 108 stitches on a baseball, which is love plus love. And then when you double the stitches, that makes 216, which is love, 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 love. And down to the detail, it's like they're also strung in red, which is king for number 3. Red equals 27, equals base, equals ball. It's just like, but Cuba was just overwhelming. Fiji as well, like the main island, it's just crazy. It's all 3s, man. You're just like, but it's beautiful. Like, it's not just, 3s. It's like, no, it's like symmetrical. It's like, patterned. So I'm eating up the geography. It's been amazing. And then we solved, every country has a national flower. Well, lo and behold, national flower divides by 3. It's also called a floral emblem. Well, floral emblem divides by 3. So I'm freshly amazed by all of these orderly things in the universe, like everything associated with countries. Such order, such properness. So that's what I've been digging into. I've been digging mostly into travel, location names, city names, country names, regional names, tourist site names. Oh man, we dug into Egypt. That was amazing. All the famous sites in Egypt divide by 3. The Great Sphinx, Tutankhamun, the Great Pyramids, Luxor, The Egyptian Museum divides by 3. Nefertiri, the famous queen, Senet, the most famous game in ancient Egypt, which is one of the oldest board games in the world, played with 30 pieces, divides by 3, and Ramses, Nefertiri and all that. Ramses divides by 3, Ramses the Great divides by 3, the greatest pharaoh in all of Egypt. The most famous find in Egyptian archaeology was King Tut. We solved Howard Carter, knit together with his partner, divided by 3, the finders of it. King Tut divides by 3, Tutankhamun divides by 3, an alternative spelling of it divides by 3. It's just 1, 2, 3, just after one, 1, 2, 3, punch after punch for the number 3. Yeah, we've just been going nuts through countries and travel sites. Waterfall bathing divides by 3, waterfall showering divides by 3, like just all these romantic things that you can do all over the world. And and then this has been the most amazing gem of all. Love Jehovah 1, 2, 3, love people 1, 2, 3. I've been going nuts on this. The documents are open right here. I can, just for historic purposes, I can just show you. Here's the upload river as it continues to pour forth onto Jesus equals 888 on YouTube. Here's the, I just preached on love Jehovah and love people. But here's the documents, here's the documents with solving terms in all the nations of the world. I'll just bring you up to Cuba. I mean, it's just, it's so cool. This is Egypt. We're just literally just traveling the world, solving everything. Solving everything for the number 3. Senet divides by 3, Nefertiri playing Senet. There's Ramses plus Nefertiri. You got to be kidding me. 99 plus 96. It's obvious. Chain link bookended. Husband and wife. It's just mind blowing. There it is. Oh, there's a minor detail in world history. The Ramesseum divides by 3. We've solved all hieroglyphs. Hieroglyph equals 1, 2, 3. Anything hieroglyphic. This is amazing. Ramses the Great equals Christ the Redeemer. Like just mind-blowing. There's, Ramses divides by 3. It's just, boom, who is it? Okay, he's got a name. Well, solve it for the glory of the Trinity, who takes the glory for all things. He's called Ramses the Great. He's also called, that equals Christ the Redeemer. It's just all these things divided by 3. Chain links. Look at the chain links for the number 3. You can't deny that. Oh yeah, this was awesome. We solved every spice market, divides by 3. These are called souks. The market, souk, whether you spell it any of these ways, they all divide by 3. It's mind-blowing. It's an open-air marketplace, which all divides by 3. Marketplace divides by 3. So we were solving gems in Egypt, and then it's just gems from all the countries, more or less in alphabetical order. This was amazing. This little city was just beautiful. In Denmark, oh man. And then we got this beautiful gem, colorful facades equals love, 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 and you can find the 3 loves. It's just mind-blowing. And then Bishop divides by 3, and we solve the Church of Denmark, and it's called, here it is, Folkekirken, which divides by 3 beautifully, and you can find love plus 9 in there. It's the national church, and Denmark is the happiest country in the world consistently. And man, and then we were solving gems from Cyprus. Mount Olympus, that's a big one, divides by 3. Here's I was going nuts on Cuba. Just 108 stitches in the baseball, tons of gems from baseball. Just incredible, just gems galore. So, Parc National is how they say it, and whatever language, I forgive me, I don't even, probably French or something. And then this is the name of typical plazas, all over the world, in Hispanic countries, and diamonds divides by 3. It's a center marker and famous artifacts. So we're solving place names, everything. We're solving place names in Cuba. We solved the Hotel Nacional de Cuba. This is just mind-blowing. It's just every word practically divides by 3 and the history thereof. And here it is. It's like the most famous hotel in Cuba. So we're solving famous sites, coats of arms, everything, everything that's ever come into your eyes. Costa Rica was mind-blowing. Look at all the loves in there. Solving national flowers. Solved a ton of gems from Canada. So this is the document. This document is over 105 pages, over 15,000 words. Solving country flags. This was mind-blowing. Cambodia and Cameroon. The 3 colors. It's just stunning how these 2 countries, their names and their colors make these multiples of 12. we knit that together. It was just shocking, the parallelism between them for the number 3. And just, so this document continues to just balloon out of, and just glory here. This is the country, so we're solving gems all through the countries. This is just massive. We're just like, just the beauty of all of them. And yeah, so it's huge. So there you go, eh? There you go.